What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. So before I get into this video, I want to give a big shout out to Daryl Sloan for the $2 donation via the Cash App. Much respect to Daryl Sloan for showing love to this channel. He is a longtime contributor to this channel and a longtime subscriber to this channel. He is, like Too Raw for TV, a lover of the history of the sport. He cherishes the history of the NBA. And when you look at a lot of people today, young people especially, that's something that is becoming scarce. A lot of people just do not really appreciate the players of the past. And that's why there's a lot of misinformation out there, such as the misinformation that I'm going to try to, squash in this particular video. So shout out to Daryl Sloan for showing love and to everybody that's shown love. And if you choose to, if you want to, you can donate to this channel if you choose to using the links in the description box below via the PayPal or the Cash App or in the pinned comment in the comment section. Now, one of the comparisons that you see some people make uh, to Draymond Green is Wes Unseld. Wes Unseld, of course, played for the Baltimore Bullets / Washington Bullets from 1963 to 1981. The Bullets won one championship. That championship, of course, being in 1978. But the Bullets also appeared in four NBA finals throughout the decade: 1971, 1975, 1978, and 1979. So they're one of the best teams in the NBA during the 1970s. And a big portion of that reason, a large part of that reason, was Wes Unseld. Now, make no mistake about it, he had talent around him. Early on, he had guys like Gus Johnson and Earl the Pearl Monroe, but later on, he would have guys like Phil Chenier, Elvin Hayes, Bob Dandridge. But the one constant during that period of time was Wes Unseld. Now, is there some similarities with them? Well, they were both, I guess, what you would call great facilitators, great passers. Um, you know, both were sort of similar in size. Uh, I guess both of them played. Well, both of them are considered post players, but the players today don't really play in the post anymore, not consistently. So that's pretty much where the differences end. They're both NBA champions. Draymond has 3 titles. Wes Unseld one, but that's the only edge that he will have. That's the only edge that he would have over Wes Unseld. Now that little ass Defensive Player of the Year award that everybody cherishes that he won. It's funny because Marcus Camby has a Defensive Player of the Year award. Tyson Chandler also has one. But nobody says they should be in the Hall of Fame. Now, when Wes Unseld played, there was no Defensive Player of the Year award, but I'm pretty sure if one existed, he would have won one or two of them during his 13-year NBA career. Now, Wes Unseld was 6'6", 245, but he was a much sturdier, much stronger guy. And unlike Draymond, who I feel had he played in the 1990s would not have made it at the power forward position because I think he would have just been unable to guard the bigger, stronger players. Wes Unseld relished the challenge and had the physical gifts to do so. He was built like a bigger Charles Barkley. He had the lower, I'll put it like this, the lower body strength to box these guys out. He was very physical, very durable, and he worked hard for all 48 minutes of the game. And he could contain the other great centers because he played the center position for the most part. He could contain the great centers of that era. That include Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Wilt Chamberlain. That included Bob Lanier. That included Jack Sikma. That included Artis Gilmore and various other big men. Even when he was competing against Elvin Hayes before he joined the team. This included all of the great centers of that era. Dave Cowens is another one. Um, Wes Unseld, far superior rebound. Wes Unseld, when he was a rookie, he averaged 13 points and 18 rebounds per game in 1968, the 68-69 campaign. During that playoffs, he averaged 18 points and 18 rebounds. Wes Unseld is just one of two players to win the Rookie of the Year and MVP the same season. The only other guy to do it is Wilt Chamberlain. There's no fucking way that Draymond Green would have been able to pull off something like that. Wes Unseld was a premier passer in the NBA during his time. Now, the center position, of course, was different back then. You wouldn't have had the offense totally run through today with guys like Draymond Green, guys like Nikola Jokic. You know, just didn't see that back then. But I would say behind Bill Walton, only behind Bill Walton, Wes Unseld was the greatest passing big man of his era. He was known for being the best outlet passer, as far as outlet passing to create fast breaks. He had a great touch for that, a great knack for that, great timing. He had a very high basketball IQ, extremely intelligent, great screen setter. Just was a great, great all around defense and a great defensive player, just great all around player. Now, he wasn't the best scorer, but unlike Draymond Green, he still could at least give you 13, 14, 15, 16 points a night. Draymond gives you a triple single. Draymond's typical stat line is something like 8 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists this season, maybe. Well, Wes Unseld's typical stat line would be 13 points, maybe 13 rebounds, and 4 or 5 assists. He was a much more dominant overall player. And at the end of the day, you look at his multiple All Star appearances, you look at the NBA Finals MVP that he won in 1978. You look at how he was that face. He was that cornerstone of that team. He didn't have to see. Draymond Green has to rely on the greatness of Steph Curry. He has to rely on the greatness of a Klay Thompson or a Kevin Durant to be great. But if you take those guys off that team, Draymond Green becomes less than great. He becomes ordinary. Wes Unseld may not win a title, but he had an immediate impact on that team. To give you an example I'm talking about, the year before he got there, Earl the Pearl Monroe won Rookie of the Year, and they had talent on that team, but they only won 36 games. The year that Wes Unseld joined the Baltimore Bullets, they won 57 ball games. They won 57 games. That's a 21 game improvement, primarily based upon the addition of Wes Unseld to that team. So at the end of the day, is Draymond Green a Hall of Famer? I don't think he really is, but he's going to get in. But there's levels to this. Wes Unseld's a first ballot slam dunk Hall of Famer. To me, Wes Unseld was better than Ben Wallace. All right, he was Ben Wallace, but with the passing ability and a little bit better scoring ability. And I think Ben Wallace should be in the Hall of Fame before Draymond Green. Like I said before, there's levels to this. There's a lot of misinformation out there, and Wes Unseld was a whole different beast. So tell me what you guys think.